Welcome back to episode 4 of the Anime Sasquatch podcast. We're glad that you're joining us again. Today we're going to be talking about the goats and lames of sci-fi. I'm going to be honest, y'all already know this if you've been keeping up with us. Sci-fi ain't my strongest suit quite yet. So my list is going to be sparse, but anyway, let's jump right into it. Who wants to start?
All right, I'll start this off. I'm jumping straight into lames. All right, there's no shot that I'm not going to bring up this movie that hang on, I lost it. That really hurt my heart because I spent money and went to the movie theater to watch it. After Earth with Will Smith and Jaden Smith. For some reason, I had this weird ass South African accent going. I don't know what was going on. There was some giant T-Rex dinosaur dog chasing people around and killing them. Got in the house, killed his sister and some other shit. I'm gonna spoil it because you don't need to watch it. It's really bad. It's terrible.
Oh, okay.
It's the worst in the world. I'm sorry. And you know what? Uncle Will, I'm sorry because you can hear this. And I respect everything else you do. But this one was just too bad. I'm sorry I had to bring it up. Okay. Now, a good movie, a movie that I really enjoyed was I Am Legend. That's the one. It shows, the depth that he can go into where he's by himself and he's making it happen. And then you got Hancock. Call me an asshole one more time. Oh, the best line in the world. He throws that little British kid up to the sky, and he's just up there for like maybe 5 minutes. I don't know how long he was up there. It was a good movie.
That's it?
Yeah, that's good for me.
So you got one goat and one lame?
Two. That was two goats.
I Am Legend and Hancock.
Oh, so all your shit was just Will Smith.
Will Smith.
It was the Will Smith hour.
He is a fan.
I'm a fan. That's my dude.
You didn't
Fan
know
of the
he
Fresh
from
Prince.
West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yeah. On the playgrounds where I spend most of my days.
Oh, shit.
Chilling out, Max, and relax.
There we go.
You shoot basketball?
Down by the school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then a couple of dudes. They was up to no good.
You see these cornballs? You see what these cornballs are?
Hey, don't be trying to start trouble in our neighborhood.
Right.
I'm sorry. I had to.
Oh, my God. I mean, I guess I could come up with some more negative things if you want.
No, you don't have to. It's just,
Let's hit the goats. Let's hit some more goats. What you got?
You ain't got no
Me?
goats.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. Like sci-fi, because I only started to critically think about sci-fi recently.
So what do you have thus far?
What magic do you have?
Ooh.
Okay, I'll start with the lame. Star Wars, because it ain't science fiction. It's science magic. So,
I like you. Thank you guys for tuning in. This might be his last episode. I don't know.
And first off, it would be magic fiction, not science magic.
Okay, so it's space fantasy.
There's going to be a light-skinned dude up there. We gonna
unveil his ass.
we gonna have light skin Alameda.
Yeah, indeed.
And we gonna act like nothing changed.
No, I wouldn't put Star Wars as a lame. That's just me trolling. Honestly, damn, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to come back to me. Like, I ain't got nothing right now. I didn't do my homework. I didn't do my homework.
Man, why don't you do like school? Let me go, and you over there doing it right before class.
Yeah, really.
We know how it goes. Mm-hmm. Nah, I'll go. I'm gonna do my goats. And then we'll go around and then we'll get back. So my goats, I'll start with one that I continuously talk about just because I love that shit. So fuck y'all. X-Files, man. X-Files is the best.
Every
man.
episode, bro.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit.
You knew it was
man.
coming.
I do. It's so long and it's so good. And they did the reboot and the reboot was good. It didn't last. It was only one season and it was a new school one season, so it was short.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Adam. I've never seen X-Files. One, because it scared me when it first came out.
That's why it was so good.
I did not want to.
Oh man!
Every time you heard the doo-doo-doo click,
oh man,
shit's going off.
That was so good.
But now I'm gonna watch it because you say it's good, and this bitch better be bomb. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, hold on,
hyping her up.
Hey, she was 90s fine. So and she had the little short
But Selena
haircut.
was in the 90s, so
Who was Selena?
Selena.
Hey, bruh, I ain't saying she wasn't fine too.
On Selena level?
Late at night
fine,
when all the
or
world
just-
was sleeping, I stayed up and thought about her too. They don't know nothing about that, or they might. I don't know.
She's from Texas.
I know.
Oh.
I know the song. I had the weird thing was I was playing my Selena CD in my car, and this black lady across from me heard it. I was in the car, mind you. She was like, "I got that CD too. Why you talking to me while I'm driving?" But I don't know. But she knew black girls out there who listen to Selena. I'm with you.
Hey, everybody was on that shit. Like, if you was going to sleep and you, like, I don't know about the other cities. If you was going to sleep on the West Coast and the slow jams came on,
The Quiet Storm.
every night, late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you every single night.
Every time.
And the dedications, I just want to give a shout out to my boyfriend. Every single night, somebody was dedicating that to somebody. But yeah, X-Files, like, part of the reason why that was also so good was you didn't have to follow the story. So, like, every episode, it kind of continued. Like, there was, like, some sexual tension between Mulder and Scully.
Yeah.
And that continued, but there was always a new case. So, you know, no matter where you jumped in, you could always kind of watch a new episode. And it was pretty long. There was some stuff going on with Mulder and his little sister. I won't give that away, but yeah, it was good. And my next one, just to give it a little bit of diversity, to go from a show to a movie. At this particular time, I was getting into philosophy. And my particular favorite branch of philosophy is metaphysics, which is the nature of reality. And I'm going to have to go with The Matrix. You know, because I
One,
feel
two,
like
or three, or all
the
of them?
first one. I'm going to have to go with the first one because, you know, it came out of nowhere. You know, you knew what you were dealing with the other ones. But as far as metaphysics go, with the nature of reality, when they introduced that pill and the fact that you living your life may not be really what's going on, and the nature of reality as you know it may not be real, you know, it was like, holy shit.
I'm gonna have to interrupt you just to give thanks to Lawrence Fishburne, because he gets a lot of slack because he played Ike, but he also played the shit out of Morpheus.
Hey.
So I'm gonna have to thank him for that.
And that scene when Neo met the Oracle and
Which Oracle?
the first one.
The cookie,
The black-
with
the black
cookies.
cookie lady.
and she's like, "It's really gonna cook your noodle when you think if I hadn't said that, would you have dropped the vase?" She's like, "Woo!" She dropped some fire right there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that movie. If you really paid attention, it really made you think about, like, what's really going on. Like, is the world really what I've thought it was this whole time? Because it's true, you know, and not getting into philosophy too much, but the whole cogito and I think therefore I am. The only thing that I know that truly exists is me. You don't know anything else. That's it.
Are you excited about the new one?
Yes and no.
They don't have what was this, the agent?
Yeah, they don't have Morpheus either.
Yeah. No, they do have Morpheus. He's been revamped.
So they don't have him.
Well, they don't have Lawrence
They unribbed his
Fishburne.
ass, but yeah.
Yeah.
So so I'm excited
In the
for
new
it.
one, Lawrence Fishburne's not in it.
It's gonna be another
It
Matrix.
took 20
so
years off it.
I'm gonna watch the hell out of it. But
It's
you
not
know,
the same agent, man.
Oh, for sure. And it's just like we were talking about, you know, sometimes it could be an Alameen situation where you should have stopped. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
Because it's been a long amount of time.
That's
you know, it could be a Bad Boys situation where the characters are hella old now, and now y'all got to make jokes about how y'all are slow as fuck. Y'all should be retired. Like, that's the only way you're going to work it now, you know, because it was already stretching it to see Morpheus doing all that kung fu in the first one. But, you know, let's see. We're going to see how y'all going to pull this one.
Okay.
So those are my only two GOATs, unless y'all want to hear the lames right now.
Yeah, hit them lane.
All right, my lames. The first one is, and this one is another crossover that should never have happened, was the Final Fantasy movie.
Oh, God. Yep.
Final Fantasy was a video game that should never have crossed over into a movie. They paid it a severe disjustice by doing that. It was terrible, horrible. Final Fantasy 7 was a groundbreaking game, and I believe in a later episode we may be talking about if video games are blurred
They
territory.
Yeah,
They are, and I believe that, and we can talk about that in depth later. But RPGs in particular, I believe, are counterculture, and that's a little bit underground as opposed to Madden. Or,
UK.
Like the mainstream do not play RPGs like that. But Final Fantasy VII, that was a groundbreaking game. And to sit there and play and read a Japanese game that can last over 200 hours and build up your character and things like that, to transfer a game like that onto a movie that's an hour and a half and destroy the character development, just terrible. So that's my other lane. Oh, wait, and there's one more. This, I believe, was meant to be a lame on purpose. How they make B movies intentionally. Sharknado. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
B movies originally.
Sharknado was great.
B movies originally weren't intentionally made. They were made because of a lack of budget and then accidentally became cult classics. People didn't make bad movies on purpose. That wasn't a thing back in the day. So don't give me your whack-ass movie on purpose. Like, don't have the budget to make a good movie and then make something terrible, hoping to, you know what I mean?
But they didn't make one terrible. They made like 4 terrible movies.
For sure.
Because
and
people
doing it
were
on
there.
Purpose.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a person who puts something online and then it goes viral, and then you get these people who act fucking stupid on purpose hoping to go viral. Like, don't be a dumbass on purpose hoping that people, like, you're an attention seeker. That's different than a person who genuinely does something and then it catches on and people notice you. Like, I don't want to give attention to people who seek it. And that's Sharknado.
But unfortunately, a lot of people do want to give attention to people who seek it. And so people continue to seek attention.
Yeah. It pays off, I hate that shit. So those are my 2 lanes.
I'm going to throw one more. I got to throw this honorable mention. I'm looking through my list. And The Truman Show. Okay, to me, that's a sci-fi type movie. It's a GOAT. It's a Jim Carrey. It's got to be a GOAT. So, I mean, the entire plot of the movie is based around this one guy and then him figuring out what the situation is and then escaping the situation. Walking out into a world he has no idea what's outside, if he's even kind of prepared for it, which I'm sure he's not. And he says, fuck it, I'm going to take that step, walks out the door. Okay, that's another GOAT for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would agree. And it kind of forces you to ask that question, sort of like a Matrix situation, what is the nature of reality?
Yeah.
Is everybody in on it? Is this fake? Like, are you guys actors? Would you be able to figure it out? Would you catch those subtle clues that your mom isn't really your mom, your neighbor isn't really your neighbor? Would you catch them acting in a way that was inconsistent with who they should or who they have been portraying that they were? Would you be able to take that leap? Would you be able to quit your job? Would you be able to run away and break free from this place that's been pretending about what it really was? I don't know.
Okay, so first one I'm gonna go with is Alien versus Predator. Keep in mind, I have not seen that many sci-fi movies, but based on what I've seen, I'm going with Alien versus Predator. That's a whole franchise. Oh, sorry. There's a whole franchise. And I'm gonna go on the last one that I've seen. I don't know if there's new ones, but it's the one with Black Lady. Black Lady makes it out alive. I'm going with that one. And basically, it's like they find a civilization. I feel like it's like the Aztecs, though, because the way they're doing those sacrifices, I feel like that's only something that type of civilization would do. But basically, they're shit ripping out of you, and then there's the aliens that come by, but they're super advanced, like aliens should be. I don't know, but the Black Lady makes it out alive. That's my main point.
Was that Prometheus?
No.
Alien versus
Predator.
No, I thought she was talking about the last one.
No, I haven't seen that.
With the advanced.
But they just have these codes and shit, with the numbers and I don't know. Go see it. Anyway, next one, Book of Eli. Okay, biblical. If you like biblical. I was about to curse. If you like biblical things, I would go watch that movie. I saw it like a long time ago. When I was rereading the plot to like refresh my memory. It seems when you're reading it doesn't sound like it's going to be a good plot. But when you see the movie, it's Denzel Washington. You know he's a great actor. He's always good. The journey that he takes to get to the end of the movie pretty much is worth watching. He's doing some not kung fu shit, but basically the man can whoop ass and he's blind. Not trying to give away the movie, but
Spoiler.
that's
You
pretty
killed
much
that whole thing.
It's all done.
Spoiler alert.
Whole movie.
Good movie. But yeah, post-apocalyptic, and just know that the Bible carries a lot of weight in this movie. Next one. I wanted to go with Tales of the Crypt, because they have a lot of different little stories. I feel like it's kind of like, it's sci-fi, but it's closer to, like, I want to say more so horror, but like, think of like, what did I just say? Oh, think Twilight Zone, but more horror. It's basically that. And it's basically not around the same time frame, but the shit looks old when you're watching it, I want to say. Also a good one to be watching.
Any lames?
I don't have any lames, though. I mean, I want to say stuff that I can barely remember because I don't know.
You don't keep track of lames. You don't give a shit.
I mean, I could say, like, if I'm just thinking of something, I could say The Fifth Element, but I don't think anybody would like it if I said
How
that.
dare you?
Shit, though.
Whoa.
I mean, so we're not going to go there, but that's the top of my head. I was going to go with
Straight
that.
up murdered Chris Tucker right there.
No.
Lulu.
No, I liked him. The rest wasn't that great.
But his outfit was
He was great.
Corbin Dallas?
Here, I'll give you one. How about The Last Airbender? If you want to talk about a terrible movie.
I didn't like that movie. That's not
It's bad enough to be anything it wants to be. You can put that in any slot, cartoon, anything. It's terrible.
No worries. I did like Fifth Element, but my top for me, Stranger Things is an excellent TV show. The way they incorporate things from the 80s, but the fact that the storytelling of 11 and the Upside Down, that shit hooked me from the first he doesn't like scary movies. He doesn't like scary TV, so I couldn't watch it with him. So when it first came out, I had to watch it by myself, and unfortunately, when I did start watching it, it was nighttime, and I was looking for shit. Scary TV show, but don't watch it in the dark. Don't watch it in the dark, but it's really good.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I'm curious because horror is like a big thing for me. And I'm always looking for something that'll scare me. What is your benchmark of what is scary?
Shit that makes you jump, shit that makes you look over your shoulder. I don't subscribe to that Michael type shit like can shit like this really happen?
When she says I'm late, I'm like, holy fuck. What?
Stop encouraging him.
Hey, that's some black man shit right there. That is some black man shit right there.
Jesus Christ. Made me lose my
I
train
talk
of
about
thought.
PTSD. I have a flashback.
Oh my god.
Anyways, but yeah, so shit that can actually happen to me. So like people breaking into my house and murdering me, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh, I love that movie,
shit.
though. It was good,
Hey,
though.
shit
that
out of
was
me.
real for you.
Because
I'm
it
like-
was real.
You was in Texas.
Yep. And that
was
shit
good.
scared me. But shit like Jeepers Creepers, no, because I would never put
That's
myself in that
scary.
situation.
I know damn well none of y'all are driving behind a truck with logs in
Exactly.
it now. Especially what the supervisor said. Her grandpa got his head crushed in with a log, and that really happened. So Final Destination mixed with that. No, I'm
Yeah.
not even behind the fucking truck. I'm all the way over on the freeway. We're not doing that.
Like some of them are ridiculous, but some of them, like
Chucky?
That's kind of
That shit ain't scary
Chucky's
at all.
not scary. I don't think Freddy Krueger is scary. I mean,
Fuck that. He's
When
scary.
I was younger, the
Not even
plot
when I
of
was
that,
younger.
the plot of that,
like bitch, drink coffee. I don't know.
No, because oh man, so actually that was based off of a real story, and it had to do with and it had to do with coffee. So there was like Wes Craven had read a story about a kid in like Vietnam or something like that, and he was scared to death to go to sleep, and his parents they were like worried about their kid, like why the fuck is this kid scared to go to sleep? He was like afraid he was gonna be killed if he went to sleep. So they're like, okay, fine, we're gonna make him go to sleep. And they figured he was going to sleep, but he wasn't. They look in his closet and he has fucking coffee, a coffee maker, coffee beans, and all that shit in there. So they took all that stuff out.
kid?
Yeah. He's frightened to death that he's gonna die when he goes to sleep. You can look this shit up because this is how he got the idea. And they take all that shit out. Kid goes to sleep. dies.
How?
They don't know. But Wes Craven reads this article and gets this idea for a person that is killing children in their sleep.
Maybe he had a premonition.
But as a kid, though, I watched this movie and I'm like, oh, damn, this movie is crazy.
I'm going to take a nap.
So who's down to stay up with me tonight?
No,
I ain't going to sleep. Fuck that.
but Stranger Things isn't like that. But it's about the upside down. Just don't watch it in the dark. That's all I'm saying. You start hearing shit.
Challenge accepted.
All right. My other top sci-fi show would be The Mandalorian. Oh my God, that shit.
Mando.
Sorry.
Mando.
It was so. I was not expecting it to be good. Were we? We were out in episode 1, and then it took us and it grabbed us in because everybody started calling that little thing Baby Yoda. I'm like, that is not fucking Yoda.
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve. He does it just on purpose. But
I do.
Yes, it was really good, and I did not expect it to be good. And then they introduced Boba Fett. Sorry, that's a spoiler. My bad. And he's getting his own show, and it's coming in December.
Scott's getting his own show, too.
Nobody cares about Hawkeye.
Yeah, it's good.
His daughter's in it.
My other one would be Eureka, because he started watching Eureka, and at first I was hesitant, but then I seen Deacon, the black guy, the shining star of Eureka, would say, who was the scientist that helped, always solve shit. And then there was Allison Blake, the black lady in charge, and I was like, I'm sold right then and there. So those are my top 3. I didn't mention Star Trek, I already did for the starters, but for my bottom, I would say Enterprise. That's the Star Trek series because it's terrible.
You a hater to your core.
It is terrible.
It's not that bad.
It's terrible. That's all I can say. It's terrible. I didn't get
Sam
through
Beckett did well in that movie.
I didn't get through the first episode. I watched the first 15 minutes, and the intro is like 6 minutes long.
Yeah,
so that
intro
tells you
song
how
is
long
terrible.
I watched the episode.
The intro music is terrible.
It was. If you hear the intro music, it sounds like it's for a country
stupid.
western or like a. Jeez, you know what Designing Women is? Mm-hmm. It sounds something like that. It's awful. It's terrible. And so that was 6 minutes, and then I watched the episode. I was like, I'm out. This is stupid. This is not Star Trek.
Don't be making me admit that I know.
Well, you did. If you knew Golden Girls, you knew Designing Women.
Don't be making what?
Look, there's other people that's gonna hear this. Is what he's saying. Don't put my business in the
All right,
street.
you know what? I ain't even gonna deny that. I fucks with Golden Girls
Exactly.
tough every episode, motherfucker.
That's right. Sophia is a goat. She's for real.
She the goat for real.
Chappie, based in South Africa. That shit was terrible.
Chappie was okay.
It was terrible.
You just repping for your homeland. Relax. Relax, my guy.
You know Chappie, right? Hold on. I think he knows Chappie.
He probably do.
You know Chappie, right?
Anime Sasquatch does not condone or tolerate any of this racism, this blackism, these all Africans is the same-ism. Get the fuck out of here with your Avatar The Last Korra Bender shirt. So because I roasted Dragon Ball, you dropping that low?
That was like racist.
Hey, I told you I was coming.
You gonna start going in on people?
You guys, we ain't got nothing but audio, but you should know that Alameen is wearing nothing but a loincloth.
You see these niggas over here? Like, okay, so that concludes today's episode. Catch us later.
I'm gonna apologize for my coat. Jesus Christ. Do not lump me in with this shit. But it's
Hold on. This nigga Alameen ain't been shit since day one. He had all of this coming. He had
I think Tayana got you back from yesterday.
And I had complimented her hairstyle and everything too. Y'all didn't hear this part. I complimented Tayana's hairstyle and shit. I was being a gentleman. I said, you fixed it. It looks better now.
No. Tell them what you say. You fixed the front. You fixed the front.
Hold on. What he just said was based on true events. He is a man, but he ain't never been gentle. I swear.
Okay, don't worry. So when I start coming for each of you individually in future episodes, just know why.
Haven't you?
So when have you not?
Yeah,
for
you
real.
already on it. We just firing back.
For real.
I'm sorry for introducing Chappie. My bad. I didn't know it would go this far, man. I didn't know it would go this far.
Look, you didn't know that Chappie was his neighbor.
No, that's messed up. All right.
Oh my God.
Well, for my last one, it's kind of bold. Star Wars Episode 8 and 9. They were terrible. I do not subscribe to that. I think I walked out on 9. No shit, I boycotted 9. I didn't even go.
You didn't even go.
I was like, I'm not wasting my money.
Oh, shit.
It was terrible. They had potential to have another Black Jedi, and they wasted that fucking shit.
They did.
Like, they made us believe that he was force sensitive, and then he ended up doing nothing but having a fucking crush on Rey, searching for this bitch the whole time. What the fuck? You wasted potential. And then Rey, is she a Skywalker, or is she fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi's whatever granddaughter? She's just a Palpatine. No Skywalker in her at all. Palpatine. She's Palpatine's granddaughter. That's it. Oops, spoiler.
I will give you this. I was irritated. I felt like the whole movie was filler in that the name of the movie was The Force Awakens, and the Force did not awaken until
Force
the
is
last
still asleep.
10 minutes.
The Force is still asleep as far as I'm concerned.
I was like,
it did not wake up.
I was like, oh shit, The Force Awakens?
Where are you
Which time
talking
we got left? What the fuck?
Is she talking about the last one with the black dude?
Yes, episodes
Yes.
8 and 9. So episode 7,
That was disappointing.
it was better than 8 and 9.
So is 7 the one with
When you first introduced to Rey,
the yellow jacket? Who is that?
Yellow Jacket.
He has a yellow jacket on.
The black guy?
Yeah.
Ben?
Are you talking about yellow shirt?
He has a whole.
He has a cape.
and big ass hair.
That's Han Solo. That's Solo. That's a different movie.
No.
Shit. It's a part of Star Wars. It came out a few years ago.
It is a part of
Lando
Solo.
Calrissian.
The Solo movie, Lando Calrissian's in. He's not. The old Lando was in episode 8 and 9.
Yeah.
They wasted him too.
Of course they did. Too
Yep.
much talent.
Disney, I hope you hear me. I do. George Lucas, you made a deal. I'm just saying, you made a great deal, but the movies ain't shit. If you're gonna stick to Star Wars, stick to the original trilogy. Don't
Go back and run those. Just
Please
leave that
don't.
alone.
No, yeah, I do feel like that title was misleading, though. I'm like, The Force Awakens, and it was sleep the whole movie.
Yeah, it was pretty.
That's like watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and
That second one, that's some bullshit.
and like there was like you didn't get a chainsaw till like the last 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it just like cut somebody on the leg. Like, man, how you title a movie something and
I think the most irritating part was when they started talking about shit that they didn't talk about before. Like we were talking about midichlorians in the 1, 2, and 3. They started talking about gas and fuel. I mean, I didn't know this shit ran on fuel. First of all, we never talked about that in the Star Wars movie universe. In Clone Wars, yes, but you're running a resistance and you don't got enough fuel? What? It was a cop out, and I'm sorry that Carrie died, but I mean I don't think she would have been happy with the finished product. Me myself, the way that it played out was terrible. I was mad when they killed Han Solo in episode 7.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Why bring him back if you were just going to kill him? What was the point?
I was hoping and praying he was alive down in that hole.
Yeah, and then they were like, we thought they killed Chewbacca, but then he was still alive, but then they didn't use Chewbacca either. They just had him there. Then R2-D2 was deactivated for like ever, and then woke up at the end of episode 7, and you didn't see them after that. Ever since. And I was just...
She's very passionate.
I'm very passionate because I do love my Star Wars, and they messed it up. But it wasn't nearly half as bad as Valorian and the 1,000 Moons. That was terrible.
Oh, God.
That was a terrible... 1,000 Moons or 1,000 Planets. Something like that.
1,000 Planets. Or
It was a movie
it was awful.
that we went to go see in the theater, and I walked out.
You wanted to walk out.
No, I did walk out.
I said, come on, Pam.
I left him sitting in that...
She came
I
back.
left him sitting in that theater.
Yeah.
We paid, and that movie was terrible. The movie is older than my youngest child, so it was pretty bad.
Sound like you frivolous with your money.
For me to pay for something and walk out, that's pretty bad.
Sure. We all black in here. We don't be wasting shit.
No.
That's against our fucking creed.
I watched that whole movie.
He did. He watched it on principle.
Go to sleep in the theater.
Oh yeah, I paid for this space.
Let's not talk about falling asleep in the theater because somebody wanted to see the Simpson movie and was asleep before it even started.
Hey, look, I'm good at a few things. Sleeping is one of them. So.
Right.
Ask the Chinese restaurant in Natomas.
Hey.
Oh no.
That is another potential sponsor. The waitress there is dynamite.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out.
She's much better than the food.
Hey. If we get that sponsorship, still she warned us about the lobster flavored prawns.
Yes.
Don't get that.
Don't get it.
She'll tell you don't get it. I'll now tell you don't get it as well. I would say for my goats when it comes to sci-fi, I would say Terminators 1 and 2. Maybe 3 a little bit. Not as good as the first two, but you know, it was aight. Like I wouldn't cast it all the way, you know, I wouldn't make it the bastard child, but you know, it wasn't as good as the first two. So Terminator 1 and 2, definitely.
I give you a lot of respect for that.
Think about that. No, I had to because I had to think about it because I'm not a big, you know, like the sciences, not the sciences. I'm into the sciences, but taking science and meshing it into my entertainment, I'm not big on that shit. So for me, like whenever I would be exposed to that, I think my brain just did not click that, oh, this is its own little niche thing. You feel me? So like I had to really dig and say, was this something that could be considered science fiction? And so, you know, I was able to pull out a couple. So for me, one of my goats would definitely be Terminators 1 and 2. And then after that, it kind of just, you know, whatever. Like they were fun to watch, all these newer ones, but
Yeah, Terminator 2 was before its time. T-2000.
Yeah.
Oh my God. When you seen that liquid metal, like we had never seen anything like that before that
That's
movie.
true. And then Busta Rhymes used it in his music video.
And Michael Jackson and Remember the
and
Time.
Michael Jackson. That's true.
okay, so I'm also, this one is kinda like I like it. I'm gonna make it an honorable mention. I'm not gonna put it on my GOAT list. Armageddon with Bruce Willis.
That's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie a lot too. Like, you know, Bruce Willis in general, he one of them actors that I fuck with.
Was Morgan Freeman the president on that movie? Was that one of the ones
I think
where
he was
black?
just charged or something.
Okay.
Morgan Freeman was in
Let me think.
Armageddon.
Okay, he was the president on one of those world disaster movies.
Yes.
Maybe it wasn't that one.
It wasn't Armageddon.
Yeah, 2012 was good.
That's
Should have fucking
2012.
picked that.
I like Day After Tomorrow too.
I like that one.
I feel like 2012 was easier to watch than like Day After Tomorrow. Day After Tomorrow was good too, but still, like 2012 was like
2012 was good.
it was given life, you know, like it's upbeat.
Still fucked up what they did to the Indian man and his family.
Oh, I don't remember.
They
Wait,
didn't
what
pick him
happened?
up.
Watch that. I'm after because the way I remember 2012, I remember when it came out, it catching a lot of flack. I liked it. It wasn't the best, but I liked it. But I do remember it catching a lot of flack. Let me see. I also kind of want to put Men in Black on my GOAT list, but to be completely frank, I don't remember the movie too well.
Everybody's on Will Smith today.
Yeah, well.
Independence Day. I watch it every
This
4th of
episode
July.
was brought to you by
Will Smith, right?
Come on, Will.
Right.
Come on the podcast.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't fuck with Will Smith like that.
Oh,
I don't. Either.
don't worry. When you come on, we will have replaced that out.
We're not gonna bring Jada if you come on our podcast.
And we are not bringing Jaden either. You can keep that nigga at home.
Yes.
And all of his music too.
Well, I liked Independence Day because Bill Pullman, the guy who played the president,
yeah.
but also because Will Smith played his part real well.
Yes.
And
I agree.
Brent Spiner, who played the scientist, who was also Data. He played his part real well.
Data was
too.
good.
Yeah. And
Somehow he lived. I thought he died.
Did.
but
No, he was in a
lived through
coma.
it.
So Will Smith, no. Anyway, I don't fuck with him like that. Like I don't know. He seems like I've heard that he's nice and shit, but something about him just strikes me.
You don't have to like the person and like the movie. Yeah.
Okay, I will give you that. I don't like him as a person, and so when people go from his movies to saying he a great this and he a great
I'm sorry, but I can't back you on that one. Have you met Will Smith?
I have not. I didn't say I don't like him as a person. I said he strikes me as disingenuous.
I think he's saying, like, you know, you see them people you just don't like and you don't have a legitimate reason. Everybody has that person. I have that person.
I don't.
Thank you. Yeah,
I like
he rubs me the
everybody.
wrong way. Like he's almost overly cheerful a little bit for me. You know, to the point where I'm like,
What are you
Like you
hiding?
hiding some
Nigga, what do
dark
you really
secrets
like?
and shit.
right. I'm like,
Like what secrets are you hiding?
right.
And to jump off of the overly cheerful thing, like, cause y'all already know I ain't shit. So like, I go out of my way to avoid people who are borderline naive. You know them people who are so nice, so sweet that it's like naive. They're easy to take advantage of. And when that dynamic starts to occur.
Ride in my Cadillac? Sure, stranger.
We're not gonna get back into all that. Watch the bonus content. Those people, you know, like I try to avoid those people, right? Because it starts to make me feel like off when I interact with them. Will Smith doesn't strike me as one of those people. He strikes me as he wants to be, he projects as it is, but it doesn't quite hit home.
He projects to me like that person of like, shit is fucked up. But he comes out and he's like, oh, everything is great. My family is fantastic. You know, positivity this, positivity that. Like, I would rather hear you talk about how my shit is fucked up and I'm normal like the rest of you guys. This is how I deal with my fucked up life. Because the fact of the matter is everybody has a fucked up life, you know, but you don't hear him talk about his fucked up life. You hear him and see him smiling and doing this and that, and it's like, bruh, ain't nobody believing that shit. You know, like,
Well,
that's
You
what
talking about
comes
Will
off to me.
Smith?
Yes.
Last time
I mean,
seen him, he
Jada
was
put all
fine.
his shit out.
Oh,
Out
for sure.
there.
But he
I mean-
and he still puts on like it's all good, nigga. We know that shit is fucked up. Like,
well, because he did his dirt too.
and he still puts on like his shit is all good. Like, he comes off to me as like overly cheery, almost like Tom Cruise does. Like, if you don't get off
Tom
of me with
Cruise
this,
is
Tom
crazy.
Cruise is on a whole new level.
exactly. Like, it's almost brainwashy looking to me, like that Scientology type. Like, oh yeah, I'm like, dude, hey, you fucking weird.
I don't think
dog.
he's a Scientologist. I think
No, I
They
don't
said
think
he's
so
in
either.
the church. Oh no, Tom Cruise, not Will Smith.
No, I don't think he's a Scientologist. I'm just like, bruh, like,
I
you
think,
know what I mean?
but that's the agreement of their marriage. They have an open marriage, Jada and Will.
Who agreed to that? Did
They
both-
agreed to
They
it.
both agreed to that.
Yes.
Like, I feel like if I ever met Will Smith, I would want to be like, hey, dog, ain't no fucking cameras. Like, keep it real with me one time. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I mean,
like I don't
I
like.
thought he was
talk
pretty
to me,
Will.
Talk to me normal.
When
You know
he-
what I mean?
Yeah. Before she, went and talked about her entanglement, and he was talking about how jealous he was of her relationship with Tupac. Because when Tupac died, she got all in this depression and shit. He felt some type of way. But look how long she known that man,
Right.
and versus look how long she known you. So he was like, that made me look at reality differently in terms of man when it came to his wife. However they lived their life, they shouldn't have brought the children into it. I don't agree with that, but that's on them.
I mean, she was the one who was smashing his son's friends.
That's true. So it's the child's fault for bringing the child into the household, the other child that she has an entanglement. But
I don't think so. None of them other people were married. She was the one that was married. You can't blame other people.
that's true. But when you agree to an open marriage, I guess there are terms.
Well, there should be.
So
Yeah, like don't fuck your son's friend.
I mean, I don't think they ever thought that was going to be something that might happen.
yeah.
No, they didn't put that in the rule book.
and given the opportunity, if you that age and you get that opportunity, it's like, hey, hell yeah, shit.
She want the young meat.
Yeah, that young tall black.
To wrap up my lames list, I don't really have a lot of lames like that, but one thing that I did watch recently, Dune, the new Dune, that shit was garbage, boring as fuck, didn't finish it, 45 minutes, I called it quits, I couldn't do it. I'm like, because it's a long movie, like Lord of the Rings long, but it didn't
But it's
draw me. Yeah, it's dry. There we go. It didn't draw me in at all.
I think the exact quote I gave you while I was suffering through it from I watched the whole thing because he said he started it and it was terrible. And I was like, let me see. I text him at 2 hours and 11 minutes in, and I said, this movie is as dry as the desert it was filmed in. It was so terrible.
She tried to get me to watch
I
that
did.
shit. I was
I
like,
fell
Honor
asleep.
is still on 30 minutes left. I still, like, on that Friday that
You
it
ain't
came
missing
out.
nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of sand.
Yep.
That's it. It was terrible.
Yep.
I regret all things.
I wanted to like it hella bad, too.
No, yeah, because I was telling Pam, like, I was under the impression that it was in that category of, like epic fantasy kind of, or, at least epic sci-fi, it's in that realm of Lord of the Rings and all them and shit, because I was aware of that universe previously, and I was planning on, purchasing the book and not reading it ever, maybe eventually, and then, they, put out that movie. Like, so I was like, and I saw all these, Marvel and DC inserts, and I was like, okay, they really trying to sell this as like something that's about to be super big, right? And so I was hyped for it, and then I wasn't, because it was garbage, so it is what it is, though. But anyway, that's going to conclude episode 4. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we hope you like, subscribe, comment, get in touch with us, let us know what you like, what you want to see in the future, and we also hope that you join us next time. Peace.